Hello, welcome to today's tutorial. Today we're going to talk about how to create perforation patterns on a curved surface. Alright, let's start. So first we're going to draw a surface that we want to use. So we draw a curve in, just a big curve. Just get rid of that point. And then we extrude that in our Rhino space. Extrude curve to create a surface that we need. You probably need it a bit bigger. And then we type in grasshopper. I can type in surface. And then right click, set one surface. So our surface back into our grasshopper. Then we're going to type in the right domain. And then also ISO trim, which is under surface utility ISO trim. So in that way we can actually divide that surface into let's highlight it first into a lot of small segments. So you can't give it 100 just for now. We give it 50. So you can see a lot of small surface. We preview these off. So that's our basic grid for the circle patterns or perforations. So it's still a rectangle, so we may need more. For example, 300. We may need, say, 120 in U direction. A bit more. Yeah, just to make him roughly as a square, right? And then we're going to find all the center of the surface as the center of our circles. Then we're going to type in circle, connect centroid to plan, radius, we give it for 50 millimeter for now. Turn this off again. It's probably, let's do too small. Let's give it a meter. The curve that we're drawing is just too big. What we can do is we can show that surface again. We can scale it first. Let's do scale. Let's do 0.1. And then let's move it back to our origin. Change it into 500. 500 is still too big, but we just use a number for now. All the circles are on the XY plans, which is not what we want. So actually we need to find the right plan of each circle. So how can we do that? We're going to use evaluate surface. Right, so our surface is actually that surface, and then the point will be the centroid of each small surface, and then we're going to evaluate to find the plan of each square. So we're going to connect that to here. If we turn them off, the normal is actually the vector that is perpendicular to our surface on each point. So what we are going to do is we're going to visualize it. So and display, we're using vector display. Then the vector will be normal, the point will be anchor. As you can see, it's not really showing correctly at the moment because when we divide the surface into small squares, the center of the square is actually not located on our overall surface anymore. So what we need to use a function called surface closest point, and then we'll connect that surface here, connect the centroid to point, and then the UV point connect here, We turn this off. Now we can see the vectors is showing correctly. And then what we need to do is we need to find the plan for each of our circles. We're going to use plan normal. So the origin will be our points here. The normal will be our z-axis, and then we connect it back here. Preview of them. Now we can see all the circles are on the correct plans. The next step we're going to do, we're going to add a variation of the radius to each circle from left to right. This time we're going to find the x coordinate of all this point. So we're going to use deconstruct point, connect that point here, x, y, z, and we're going to use x direction. So we're going to remap it. X component to value. We're going to use a bound domain here, x coordinate. Then connect it back to source, and the target will be 0 to 1. So now all the x coordinate will be remapped to 0 to 1, and then we're going to use a graph mapper that we used before. Right click, type in Bezier. I have explained this how it works in the previous tutorials. Then mapped, connect to the input. Again, the input will be 0 to 1 because the source is the target is 0 to 1. And then the y direction, which is our output, we give it 2 to 1. And then we're going to multiple this 0.21 with 500 as our radius of circles. Connect it back here. So now you can see we have a nice gradient to all the perforations. What we may need to do is to double click, change the y to 1 to 0.2. So in that way, the left is bigger, the right is smaller, and then we can use that Bezier curve to control the size and the gradient of our perforations. We can also use that 500 to control the overall size of perforations, circles. Once we did that, next step we're going to use another curve to influence the size. So we're going to draw a curve here, and then we want the size of all the circles to follow that curve. So how can we do that? We're going to see that's our surface. We're going to project curves, full curve. Oh, sorry, that's full curve, not project. So we're going to select surface, pull that curve onto the surface. Right. Apparently that surface is not long enough, so we're going to make it longer. Remember to tick that gumball so we can easily adjust the size for it. And then we're going to pull that curve into our surface again. So that's pulled on our surface, right? And then we're going to capture that curve, type in curve, set one curve. We're going to capture that curve back into our grasshopper. Let's rebuild it first. Rebuild, say 10 points, so for better control, and then we can adjust the shape a little bit, just to make sure it's looking good. And then we're going to do is to measure the distance of all these points to that surface. And the battery we're going to use is curve closest point. That's our curve. That's all the points here. And we're going to rebuild that distance. These guys here, we just copy paste distance. Again, this logic of it has been explained in the previous tutorial. So if you're interested, just review the previous tutorial map here, and then we're going to use that outcome multiply the new mapped data, and then connect back to our radius again. And then let's do it 2 to 0.5. Then we can start to visualize the changes, right? So you can see the point that closer to that curve got bigger, right? And then overall, you still have that nice gradient from left to right. Then we can change that number a little bit bigger, right, to visualize it. I guess 2 to 0.5 is probably too small. Let's just change it into 1 to 2, right? 1 to 2. Yeah, until we find a pattern that we're happy with, right? Oh, looks good. Then next step, we're going to build a surface, right? Because at the moment they're all just circles. So how can we build a surface? The battery we're going to use is under intersect. What is called the surface split. So we're going to use that all the circles to split our surface. But if we directly use that over curves, which is 650 circles to split that surface, it's just too much calculation if you immediately queue the grasshopper and rhino. So what we are going to do is we're going to use all these surface here, and then we're going to use each single circle to cut each single surface here. So what we're going to do is we type in graph, right? And then copy and paste. So we're going to flatten the input. And then we connect that surface here and connect our circles here. Then we can see there is both our outcome will be 3 type of data. So when we merge them together, we can see the output is still 3 data, but in each tree branch there are 2 items. And then the reason why we did that, because we want the intersection, that surface split happening within each tree branch, right? By doing that, so that only 2 items will react to each other in that tree. So before that, before we connect that result to our surface split, remember we save it just in case we're going to lose it. And then we're going to connect that surface and then connect our tree, our curves. Give it a bit of time to react. All right, after 25.3 seconds, we're back. So the next step we're going to do is list item, because in each of the branch there are 2 items, which is the surface to the outside of the circle and the surface inside the circle. We're going to list 1 item, and then we get the surface outside the circles out. Then we're going to pick into our layer and then turn that off. We can now visualize it. We can give it a material. Just give it a different color. I say bit pink. Then we turn over big surface off, and then change it into render. Now you can see a nice surface is in. Right, you can see that overall pattern is following that curve. Alright, thanks for watching. Thanks for watching today's tutorial. Please subscribe to support and check out my other videos.